Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of My Daughter's in the Background. I'm on day 30 out of the 90 days until I'm at the Dolby. And I'm not quite sure what I want to talk about. I have a lot of little different subjects that I could talk about. I have all kinds of different content that I could choose from. And if I had known what I was going to talk about before I started this video, I would be ignoring what's coming up in this second. And every single second, something new is trying to come up. Something new is trying to come up every second. And one of the most difficult things for me to do is make a video on a subject that I already know that I'm going to talk about. I can't stand it because it's like I'm putting a reservation in the future that blocks out the now. It's me in one moment saying later I'm going to talk about this, but the second you start to go later I'm going to do this, later I'm going to do that, then you're not here. And I do it a lot. I've done this many times, and we do it in so many different ways. Sometimes I might be in the middle of an ongoing plan to lose weight or something, for instance, and I'll overeat one day, and then immediately I'll get in the future and I'll go, for the next 90 days I'm gonna blah blah blah. But I'm doing that out of pain. I'm looking at the scale, or I'm looking at a result, and pain's trying to come up. And instead of me allowing the pain to show up, I'm fixing. And I'm fixing with a false image of later. I'm fixing with a belief that happiness will happen later. And then I make this thing in the now that I believe to be the future. And really, the future is nothing other than an escape from now. It's a block from now. It's a shield from now. And it's a false belief of a possibility when also now is a bigger possibility. And sometimes when we feel off, we immediately go to a fix. I got to call that person. I got to do something about it. I got to change this thing. I got to whatever. And in that moment, you're doing that because you are scared to feel the off feelings that you're feeling right now. And what would happen if right now, whatever you're feeling, you just let yourself feel, instead of getting scared when you start to feel it and then go into some invisible, false fantasy to stop this from happening? What do you feel right now? Not what do you think, not what do you think about what do you feel, not why do you feel it, not what will you feel later. What do you feel now? And notice what comes up. And look at it. And just look at it. Right now. What do you feel? I feel sad. I feel excited. I feel nervous. I feel anxiety. I feel stressed. You don't have to say why, because the second you say why, you negate what you're feeling. You're more focused on the reason versus the feeling. And the second you focus on the reason more than the feeling, you block yourself from feeling. And sometimes if you have a reason for feeling a certain way, then you're putting yourself in a position for, if that reason goes away, then you're going to feel the opposite. And you're saying that reason in that moment is your source of happiness. And one thing we love to do when we feel off, or what we label as off, is find the reason. And we don't actually feel it. And the real you is the space that's looking at the feelings, not the feelings. But the only way that they can be seen is by being fully felt. And we live in a world that taught us that feeling off is not okay. So when everything starts to go a little bit what you perceive as bad, we distract ourselves. we run, we get on our phone, and we constantly avoid a feeling. And what we don't understand is that feeling will remain there forever until it's seen. And when you finally allow yourself to go through that feeling, what you could do right now, whatever you feel, just honor it. It can dissolve.